Hello everyone, and particularly to my Gemini men and women. This is the reading for Gemini for the month of May 2019. Just a monthly indication to see what kind of energies are coming up, what you're going to experience in general during May. In my Taurus video, I started with the ladies, so in Gemini being a masculine sign, let's start with the Gemini gentleman. Oh, okay, we've had some cards pop out. That's always a sign. Since we've had two cards pop out, let's deal the rest. Starting off with our Justice card. So Gemini men, a lot of you may be dealing with legal issues at this time, serious, weighty matters to do with the law, to do with government, to do with authority. But underlying this, I want you to know, you might blame the institutions that are coming at you with their rules and restrictions. But let me tell you, everything comes around. This is karmic lessons as well coming at you, Gemini men. Sorry to put it so hard on the line. This is a little bit of tough love for you. So, anything that we experience from the outer world is a effect of an inner cause. Okay, so it's the law of cause and effect I want to educate you about today. So, when we experience negativity from the outside world, it's because we're generating negativity within. Something dysfunctional there's still a dysfunctional dynamic going on. A negative narrative based on old stuff, old wounds, old hates, old fears. All of this stuff is reflected back from the outer world so that we can learn, so that we can identify what's going wrong within ourselves, so we can correct it. Gemini gentlemen, let me tell you, we live in a teaching universe. This universe that we inhabit, this physical world, is the world of cause and effect. It's a university, it's a school. We are here to learn to be powerful creators. And a creator, in the making, must understand the law of cause and effect. So what you put out, you receive. What you create, is what you reap. What you sow is what you reap. So you really have to start looking deep within, Gemini man. You've got to really own your stuff. You've got to own your baggage. It's no one else's fault but yours, as the old blues song goes. It's, you've really got to start taking ownership, because if you don't take ownership, then the ownership will be taken by something outside of you and you'll be disempowered. So get empowered now. Take that ownership back, because this is a crucial time for you, Gemini man. All right, you don't want to keep experiencing those negative consequences from coming at you from the outside. Better to look within now and take the ownership. Following on from that, our first card of the month is the Page of Cups. So justice is the overall theme for the month. Page of Cups is telling us, again, we have to take ownership of our emotions and our vulnerabilities. This is a time, Gemini man, again, I'm sorry to be so forward and so confronting about all this, but it has to be said. At this time, your emotions are speaking to you, your vulnerabilities are speaking to you. It's like, ask yourself, what are the lessons I am being given from the external world? What is that showing me in terms of, what have I not owned? What am I not comfortable facing inside myself? Gemini men, obviously you guys are not too comfortable with the emotions, depending on the rest of your astrology chart. If there's not a lot of water, not a lot of earth in your chart, it might be difficult for you to come to terms with certain practicalities, certain grounded realities of spirituality. It's so easy to be spiritual, call ourselves spiritual, to meditate, to subscribe to all the theories and read all the books. But in the end, spirituality is a lived practice. You can't just be all airy-fairy and pie in the sky about spirituality and not live out the practices. It's got to be grounded in your earthly experience. Spirituality is everything. Spirituality encompasses our thoughts, our emotions, our actions. And if they aren't all in alignment, then we can't truly call ourselves spiritual. We have to be integrated beings. So the Page of Cups is calling out for us to look within, what is going on in our subconscious? How can we gently and tenderly approach this part of ourselves so we can come to terms with some of the hurts from the past that are influencing us still now in the present? So our next card is the Eight of Swords. So we feel trapped, Gemini Sun men, don't we? At this time, and that goes with the Justice card, you're feeling trapped, you can't see the way forward. You are your own blind spot in a way, Gemini man. But as I say, this time is a gift for you, this time of restriction. This is a time of deep inner reflection. This lady who is bound and caged by the swords, she has gone deep, deep within herself to try and find some truth out of this situation, try and find some meaning. So that ties back into our Page of Cups card. So, we really need to start looking deep, deep within. The answers are not to be found in the external world, despite the appearances being presented, all right? The answers are only ever going to be found within you, my Gemini man friend, okay? Next card for the month. Well, we're continuing on with this theme of going within for answers. The Two of Swords. We have a yellowish moon hanging in the sky over a very dark sky. I beg your pardon. We have the moon in a very dark sky there, and all that water in the background. Despite this is the Swords card, or the Suit of Swords is airy. The swords symbolize the element of air and of thought. We have the deep waters, the still waters running deep there in the background. And so far, except for Justice, every card that we've had, the Page of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Swords, all these cards have had water in them. So as I say, the water symbolizes our emotions, where we feel most vulnerable, and the subconscious. So we need to dig deep into those areas, Gemini man, as distasteful as it might be. This is such a critical and important time to dig deep and ask ourselves, what am I not looking at? What am I refusing to face? Okay, it's a time to think about. It's a time to think about our feelings. In alchemy, this is applying air to water. It's part of the great work of personal transformation. If we can apply our thoughts to our feelings, air to water, those are incompatible elements normally. But if we can approach our emotional self in a kind and gentle way perhaps we can do inner dialogue work. Perhaps we can visualize, that part of ourselves that's wounded coming to meet us with a message. It's going to bring a message if we take time to visualize that part of ourselves as another person, a personified being. If we see that figure in our visualization coming towards us, what message does it hold for us? What healing message can we gain? So this is a time for this. The two figures are blindfolded. Justice is normally blindfolded as well in a lot of decks. But these two figures are both blindfolded in this. Beg your pardon. These figures are both blindfolded in the Suit of Swords. So this is not a time for thinking our way out of problems. In terms of, strategizing the external world, that isn't going to work. That's a band-aid solution. So this is a time really for going within, deep into ourselves to find the answers we need, okay? I apologize if this comes across as preachy, but this is a very strong message that I'm getting. And on the good news front, the Four of Wands. A beautiful card to get, Gemini man. So there is happiness there. We can, during the month of May, we can re-establish domestic harmony amongst friends, happiness and joy in our lives. But the inner work must be done first. So the advice of the other cards that we received, the Justice card telling us these are the karmic fruits of our actions. The Page of Cups telling us to re-embrace our vulnerabilities. The Eight of Swords telling us that this is a time to go deep, deep within for answers because we're restricted in the external world at this time. The Two of Swords showing us again, reinforcing that message again and showing us we need to harmonize our thoughts with our emotions. If we can heed the lessons of all those, this is what's on offer. So we can re-achieve harmony, but this time it will be an authentic harmony based on the fact that we've gone deep within. We've made contact with our inner self and we've heeded the message. So Gemini man, I send a prayer out to the divine that you can achieve this, because I feel like this is tough. This is a tough message for you, Gemini. You don't like to go within and make contact with those emotions and touch your inner self, but it's absolutely, I just want to say it's absolutely essential that you do so at this time. So all blessings to you. I hope you can succeed in your quest. All right, let's shift over now to our Gemini ladies. How's it going, Gemini ladies? I must say I haven't known a lot of Gemini ladies in life. I seem to come into contact with mostly sort of Scorpionic types or Virgoan types, Taurian ladies, Cancer, but yeah, not many Geminis. So this will be interesting to tune into the energy. This is my first ever reading for Gemini women. So let's see what we can come up with for you for the month of May. The tail end of this month, of course, we start to see the sun moving into Gemini. So this could be the start of a good month. So let's hope we get some good cards for you Gemini ladies after that rough one for the men. At least there's a promise of good things at the end for the men for this month. Okay, Gemini women. Goodness, all right, we have started on a good note. So we have the World card for you Gemini lady for May 2019. So the overall theme for this month, I'm getting the two words that I just got straight away intuitively is joy and abundance. So this is a great time for you to manifest abundance. As I keep saying, in the Northern Hemisphere, it is springtime. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's autumn, so that can be a time of reaping and gathering in and collecting. But springtime is when nature is at her most abundant. And so this is a wonderful indicator for May. I really don't see how you could get a better card for May, Gemini women, so this is fantastic news. Let's see how it's backed up by the cards in the reading for your month for you. Okay, interestingly enough, you've also got the Page of Cups, as did the gentleman, but let's look further. So the Seven of Cups, an embarrassment of riches here is what I want to say for May for you Gemini. So you have, it's almost as if you have a lot of options to choose from. It's like, do I go shopping or do I, hang out with friends? What do I do during May? It's almost like things are so good, too good to be true. It's like a lot of options to choose from. So I feel like there's a lot of potential for enjoyment here, Gemini. I feel like I want to say don't get too lost in the material, however. I know that's a big ask. You ladies, you like your clothes, you like your physical abundance and things of a material nature and as a rule. And by all means, enjoy the fruits of your labor. By all means, enjoy the fruits that the world has to offer. The goddess energy is rampant at this time, and it is a good time to enjoy the good things of life. However, just remember to check in with yourself. Am I being authentic? Am I overindulging? But it's okay to have a little fun during May. I think Gemini ladies, that's fine, and that's backed up by the fact that we have the Three of Cups. So it's a wonderful social time for you. So you'll be out and about. You'll be enjoying the spring weather if you're in the north. Even if you're in the south, we've got unseasonably warm weather here at the moment. We can't seem to shake this summer heat down here in the south. So it's still a wonderful time for socializing and enjoying yourself, ladies. So enjoy to the full. That's what I'll say. Enjoy to the full, and you can, conduct a serious self-examination later. Not that you'll need to have one. I didn't mean to imply that. But yeah, this is a really fun time. And a really great time, a rest perhaps from some heavier energies that you've been experiencing. So now we get the Page of Cups. As I mentioned, the Gemini men also got this, and in the Gemini men's reading for May, this symbolized a lot of men are having to really look within and accept the fact that they have an emotional and a vulnerable side that they need to come to terms with. Perhaps during the 1990s, this phenomenon was labeled the inner child. I think that's still a valid term to use today. The Gemini men really need to come to terms with their inner child and their inner vulnerability so they can mitigate the negative external world effects that they're experiencing at the moment. For yourselves, I feel like ordinarily we could say this is a man in the picture, but I don't think so. I feel like this is a part of yourselves, ladies, as well. So as I say, while you're out having fun and you're enjoying life, living it up and, really just, kicking up your heels, as they say, I feel like there's a need to also come back to yourself and to re-establish contact with, your true feelings about things. There doesn't seem to be many relationship indications for you, Gemini ladies, for May 2019. We get the Queen of Swords as well. So again, the swords are the air element. So this goes with your airy Gemini sign. Whoop. Hold on, we almost had the camera fall there. There we go. Yeah, so ladies, this is you. So this is very much you. The focus is on yourself and your own empowerment for this month, Gemini ladies. So yeah, not a big focus on relationships this month. Again, friends and social outings and, going out to cafes, going out to restaurants, going out for, to clubs or dancing, whatever you like to do. All of that is well aspected for this month. But I feel like towards the end of the month, there's a need to return to a more serious cast of mind. Having had the fun of the spring month of May, as I say, as we move into Gemini, the focus might shift to to something else. So, we'll be in Taurus for most of this month. We want to enjoy the good physical things of life. We want to be pampered. We want to enjoy good food, fine wine, nice clothes, nice gems, jewels, nice things. But yeah, so I feel as if things will turn somewhat serious. You'll need to get much more business-minded towards the end of the month, much more practically minded. There might even be some decisions to make, but that will be quite important. But as I say, the World card for the month of May, backed up by the Three of Cups. It's a glorious month for you, Gemini ladies. Nothing too serious. It's all the emphasis is on fun and enjoyment, and what a wonderful time for you. As I say, towards the end of the month, things seem to get a little more serious, and you might be making some important decisions or have some weighty matters to think through at the end of the month. But that's the reading for Gemini men and women for May 2019. I hope something resonated with you. If you enjoyed the video, by all means, leave me a like. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Bye-bye.